Hello and welcome back to Canva for Authors. And today we're going to talk about how to make a transparent gradient, one that fades like here. In fact, we're going to try and recreate this cover. Before we do that, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you are an author who wants to talk to other authors about how we use Canva, come over to the Facebook group Canva for Authors and chat about all things Canva. Okay, let's get started. So what we're going to try to do is make a gradient that runs from the bottom end of the screen to the top. This is something that's relatively new in Canva. So what you can do is you can put in a rectangle shape. So to find it, you go into Elements and Lines and Shapes, or let's just see, let me just delete that. You just type R on your keyboard and it pops a rectangle in. Nice little shortcut there. Right. Oh, let's make this background a dark color so that, well, it's going to be pink eventually. So just so that you can see what I'm doing in the front here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this rectangle the whole of the page. And then we're going to click on color. And that should give you the option to have a gradient. So let's have a gradient. It doesn't matter which one you pick. So I don't know. There you go. So it starts light and ends up dark. Now what you can do is you go click off it, click back on again, and you can see the sliders have appeared. So you click on that, and then you can change what your gradient looks like. So we want the darker color at the bottom. So we do that, and that's a gradient. You can do all of that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add more colors to this gradient. Okay. So add colors. Okay, let's do that one and that one. Okay, so now we've got, the gradient has moved. We've got a bigger gradient there. Right, now what we need to do is to make it transparent in places. You'll see why we added more colors in a minute. Okay, now one of the things you can do, which I've only just found out, is that you can move these around so that it moves where they are on the gradient, so you can have different styles of gradient. Anyway, for this purpose we want it over, oh come on, over here. Oh dear, there we go, to move it back slowly. All right, like that. Okay, now what you can do is if you click on any of these gradient colors, there's a little slider here that lets you dial down the transparency. And as you can see, that line of color is now clear. And you dial down the next one and the next one. So depending on where you want your gradient to end, you can dial up the transparency until you have it in the right place. So that is how you create a gradient in Canva. Now we were going to reproduce that picture. So what we're going to do now is, this is our gradient and that's the top. And we're going to put in a picture. I searched for this earlier and I think it was close up of Baker, something like that. Right. Depending on how much of the lady you want in. You put her there, and then what you can do is you match the background to the pink that's in the foreground. So you go there. No, not that one. Sometimes you have to move the gradient out the way so that you can actually get to the picture. Okay, that one. And photo colors. There we go. Let's move her up a bit. No, we did want her there, didn't we? Okay. There's a slight line there, which we will deal with in a minute. Okay. Now then we need to go to layers. You can right click and look at layer and show layers. And let's move the gradient to the top. I always find it very difficult to move the things right to the edge. There we go. Now what we might need is to add an extra thing, extra color at the top. Okay, so this color we need to change to that. Nope. Now then we want to change the one at the top to this pink, this particular pink. So if you click on it, it's got this thing called a hex code at the bottom. So we copy that, Control X, Control C even, Control C. Control V, that should make it the same color. And then we will up our gradient saturation. There we go. So it blurs that harsh line quite nicely. And then we also want to get rid of the blue and turn that to white. So let's go take that to white. White is the hex code for white is FFF. There we go. And the next one as well. And then the third one, we just need to disappear. There we go. So you've got your thing at the bottom. And then you put the title in. Okay, so if you want to lower the gradient a little bit, you know, make this white bit hit lower, all you have to do is go and click on gradient and find the one that's not quite the bottom and just reduce the transparency so it takes the gradient down. We don't want to at the moment because it's fine where it is. Okay, and then we add some text. Cake and Confidence, I think this one was called. Alex Brush, that was the font. Cake. Confidence. Now these book covers are all available to buy as pre-made ones, so you can just pop your own name in and tweak the title a bit and make them yours. I will put a link in the description in case you wanted to go and have a look at the covers. There's quite a few of them because I really like making them. Okay, so Cake and Confidence. Let's get that centered. And let's change the color of these to the same pink. Or maybe a darker pink. No, let's go with the same pink. And let me move this lady up a bit, I think. There, that looks better. Or maybe make her smaller. No, not crop. Shrink. There we go. So that gives me a bit more space above her head. Cake and Confidence and heading, author, name. And then choose one of the other colors in the photo, which is the chocolate brown. There you go. A fabulous baking adventure awaits. So that's how you make a gradient. This is just one way to use a gradient. And another great way to use it is to use it as a background. So if you are going to put some text in, say with a really nice review that someone gave you and you don't want a plain background, you could use a gradient. There's lots of really interesting gradients available. There's sort of circular ones and sideways ones. Have a play. Let me know how you get on. And if you found this useful, please tell all your writer friends or any of your Canva enthusiast friends. And come and join us on the Facebook group. I'll put the links in the notes. As always, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It makes a huge difference and really helps to keep this channel going. If you would like a free template where you can just drag and drop your book covers into some ready prepared Twitter images, sign up to the newsletter. I will put the link in the description. If you want to talk to other authors about how you use Canva, join our free and friendly Facebook group, Canva for Authors. Again, the link will be in the description. And I hope you have lots of fun making really cool things with Canva. Thank you for your time.